are you, man? Tell me about yourself.
So I write Lesbo. Been writing that for 10 or 11 years now. And I've been in Denver for about 2 years. And yeah.
Been in Denver for 2 years. Where you come from?
Jersey, North Jersey. Like 20 minutes outside of Manhattan.
That's dope as fuck.
Yeah.
How was it like growing up, like in that environment?
Well, it was dope. I mean, New York is the main hub, obviously. But, you know, the great thing for me is I feel like I grew up in like the golden era of graffiti in New Jersey.
I feel that.
So like when I started noticing graffiti, it was in the really early 2000s, and like taking the train to New York all the time, and then the highways out there were just crushed. That's really what sparked my interest in it. You know, it was nonstop. Like they weren't really buffing walls like that out there.
And I was getting ready to ask, like that time must have been. How was it like in that time? Or like, what was the atmosphere like? What was it like tagging in that time?
It was great. It was, I mean, it's totally different than what I've experienced here. I mean, starting out there wasn't a ton of walls. Like, you can go to the hood and paint street spots, but the main thing back at home was like the highways and the train tracks.
Okay.
So I was really just doing my thing. Starting on the highways, like I would go out after school and paint. That wasn't really on the highways at first.
Where was that at?
Man, really anywhere that I could find. Me and my first partner, we would roll around after school and we would find anything from like water towers to like little tunnels in the
Damn,
woods.
was y'all just climbing up the water towers?
Nah. These were like on the ground water towers.
Because you know Midwestern shit.
Yeah.
Them bitches is up there.
No, I'll leave
like,
those huge things to
right.
fucking PK and Kid. But fucking, yeah, like there was a water tower spot. Jersey was really good for like abandoned buildings. There was a big magazine back at home. I think it's still around. It's called Weird New Jersey. And so their magazine would publish everything from like abandoned buildings to like creepy shit in the woods and stuff like that.
That's dope as fuck. Is it like a local thing? Obviously it is.
Yeah, but it expanded to like everywhere.
Okay.
I think it's like across the country now.
Damn, that's what's up. I gotta look into
So like we would go to like places like that, but mainly I just wanted to get up on the highways and on the train tracks and like around the city, because that's what really sparked everything in general. Yeah.
What was your favorite part of growing up on the East Coast? Like, what do you take with you everywhere? Even living out here in Denver, like I will never lose this a part of me because of like.
I don't know, man. The main thing for me is like the town that I grew up in is like the most diverse town in all of New Jersey. It was a huge town. You know, ever since I was a kid, there was so many just different people and cultures just all mixed in. And that's like benefited me in all of my travels and, you know, like the way I just carry myself and interact with people.
Right, you were able to get that cultural capital for being in a place like that.
Right,
you know
yeah.
And so it prepares you to just be able to like be in all walks of people and stuff like that, interact with different types of people.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm coming from New York, so it's like, you know, the biggest fucking
Man,
hub.
like, come on.
But like, I love traveling and I've spent time in just like weird little towns and places that like nothing is really going on and there's like no city life.
Know about those places.
It's interesting to see like how those, you know, like how people are out there.
Yeah.
And like, you know.
The operations and like just people. Like,
the differences, everything.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Right. I mean, we're known for being like huge assholes. back at home.
I would not say that. I would not say that. I've been there, and I mean, I love the East Coast.
Me too, but it's
Yeah, I'd be like,
it's
honest.
rough though.
Yeah, it's the efficiency for honesty out there is appreciated.
Yeah, there's no
time.
There's no time
for me to like
for nonsense.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
Cut that shit out.
Yeah, it's very.
What are we doing right now?
It's very
I get it.
cutthroat.
Yeah, like.
But like that attitude and just, I don't know, man. That whole, you just carry it with you. I guess.
Yeah.
So
I relate to that, man. Well, I gotta ask you, like, what came first for you, graffiti or calligraphy? Like,
graffiti for sure. Calligraphy didn't come about till a couple of years ago.
is that right?
Yeah.
Talk to me about how one goes about finding either of those coming from a graffiti world.
I've just always been into lettering and trying to understand, you know, how to make these fluid motions. But really what happened is I was in Florida a couple of years ago. I was at like an uncle's house, and he was an old-time artist. But he had passed away, so like there was all of his art supplies, and he had a bunch of calligraphy, you know, tools and books. I'd never done it before in my life.
Shit interests me so much.
Yeah, dude, I love it. It always interests me too. Just like watching videos of it online, and it's just.
I think I put it in the top tier of satisfying videos. You know how people like chop
yeah, man,
fucking,
it's beautiful.
You
like,
know, clay and shit. I think
Yeah.
like watching someone literally make something so symmetric from freehand.
Yeah.
Look, please.
Like what I find, like what I struggle with the most is the spacing and like the spacing of
That's
calligraphy
my point.
and understanding where the letters are supposed to like top off and round out, things like that you never you think of with graffiti, but it's totally different.
Exactly what I was gonna say.
And calligraphy is so polished, and you can't really get away with much.
The margin of error is
so slim,
way crazy.
That's exciting to me. It's such a huge challenge.
Like you about to write an epic odyssey on that.
The
shit.
fucking Constitution.
Come
yeah,
on,
exactly.
type shit.
You
We
know
the
what I mean?
fucking people, all
Yeah.
right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
Well, that's what's up, man. What is the most exciting? Because I know that you worked with Distort. Like, how did that come about? Like, how did you get involved in that?
In 2014, he was looking for somebody to intern for him. I was a fan of his before I ever met him. I never met him until I started interning for him. But every day it was just a learning experience, and to see somebody like that who is, you know, in my opinion, he's just kind of on like his own playing field.
Right, in his own
There's
little shit.
not many people that are fucking with it.
Create his own lane in his own pocket.
Yeah, but to see how somebody's brain works and how they like figure it
It's just a
out. Because
gift.
even if you have the
Come on.
idea, that's one thing. But to execute it and to like all those hours that you spend.
And to watch someone operate on that level, trust me.
Yo, I mean, honestly, man, like that's. He's turned into a very good friend of mine. You know, he deserves everything that he has coming to him, and that he's been able to do so far. But
that's beautiful. What would be your biggest lesson you took from that? Something that you were like, damn, like, all right.
I should have went to art school. No.
As someone who has that degree.
I don't know, man. The biggest lesson is just like the older that I get and like what I try to do, there's always gonna be somebody that's better than you, or you know, at your craft, or bigger than you, or whatever. And you know, like what I realized is that like you don't have to be the best, you know, like to do your thing, anything like that. Like you can get away with a lot, but when you're in like the presence of just like, you know, like when you're in the presence of,
Come on,
you know, somebody doing great things,
shit
you just have to you can't look back at it later and be like, oh, I wish I could have done. Like, you just have to take advantage of it now.
Utilize that information you received. Well, that leads me to my next and final question, because I ask everybody, like, what are you most excited about moving forward in this new year, my man? Like,
so 100% graffiti. I would like to keep the same energy that I've had this last year.
exactly.
For graffiti.
Bank on it.
Yeah, 100%. So this past year was probably my most productive year graffiti-wise. And I don't know, maybe like 5 years. So I was very happy about that. Just kind of feel like new blood, new city, new spots, the whole thing. Calligraphy-wise, I'm just still super interested in what I could do there.
I'm excited to see what you do with that for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I want to try. The thing with calligraphy is it's so much trial and error. It's when you fuck up and shit, it's not so easy all the time to get rid of and to just like make go away and to like fix the canvas. You do it on you're painting graffiti, you do it on a wall, it's like, all right, whatever. You can take care of it real quick. With that, the fine art world, it's just so much patience, and I just want to get my rocks off real quick.
Yeah, I feel
like
that.
I want to fucking paint. I want the adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
I want to like have to look over my shoulder, a couple of times, and just that energy. I would like to be able to translate that energy onto canvas somehow through the calligraphy.
Well, I'm excited for you to get it together, man. Figure out how to make that balance, marriage it, and get that energy off this year, man.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
appreciative of you coming and talking to me, my boy.
Always, I appreciate
It's been
you
good
guys.
as hell, dog.
I love y'all, man.
Hell yeah, I love you too, bro. You know what I'm saying? You ready to get some more of that blood or what? Yeah, boy. Yes, sir. Oh, fuck, I almost lit myself on fire. Yeah, come on.